Welcome to episode 229 of OTD, your daily dose of soccer history by 17 Laws Guy. It's June 17, 1970, Mexico City, Estadio Azteca, Italy against West Germany, a World Cup semi-final. And today, football gives us the Partido del Siglo, the game of the century. Italy 4, West Germany 3, after extra time. 7 goals, of which 5 in extra time. Hans Beckenbauer playing with one arm strapped to his chest. And a match that begins as a tactical contest, then detonates into one of the most dramatic half hours in World Cup history. But how did we get here? This is peak European football. Italy are not just Italy. They're the reigning European champions. They had hosted and won Euro 1968, though in deeply Italian fashion. A semi-final against the Soviet Union decided by a coin toss, then a final against Yugoslavia that needed a replay. Gigi Riva and Pietro Anastasi scored in the 2-0 replay win in Rome. By 1970, Italy carried the old World Cup prestige too, champions in 1934 and 38, still waiting for a post-war World Cup title, but now armed with one of the strongest generations in their history. And the club game underneath them is immense. Serie A had just lived through an era of European power. Milan won the European Cup in 1963 and 69. Inter won it in 64 and 65. Catenaccio is not only a word, it's a European language. I talked about that in episode 203. The Italy squad is a museum of that world. Jacinto Facchetti, Tarcisio Burnice, and Sandro Mazzola from Inter. Gianni Rivera and Roberto Rosato from Milan. Gigi Riva, Enrico Albertosi, Pierluigi Sera, and Angelo Dominghini from Cagliari, newly crowned Serie A champions. Roberto Boninsegna, Jacinto De Sisti. It's a side full of tactical intelligence, defensive structure, and individual class. The coach is Ferruccio Valcareggi. His great internal puzzle is the staffetta, Mazzola or Rivera, Inter or Milan, work and rhythm, or fantasy and final ball. In Mexico, Valcareggi often starts Mazzola and brings Rivera on at halftime. Now West Germany. They had been in the 1966 World Cup final, losing to England at Wembley. They had won the World Cup in '54, and Helmut Schön is building the team that will soon define Europe. Sepp Maier in goal, Hans Beckenbauer becoming der Kaiser, Gerd Müller, the most terrifying finisher on earth, Uwe Seeler, old nobility, Wolfgang Overath, Berti Vogts, Jürgen Grabowski, and Karl-Heinz Schnellinger, who plays football in Italy with Milan. And underneath them, the Bundesliga is coming into its great age. Bayern München already have Maier, Beckenbauer, and Gerd Müller. Borussia Mönchengladbach have Vogts and a new German club future. Within a few years, Bayern will win 3 European Cups in a row, and Gladbach will become a European force. German football is about to turn this generation into silverware. So this semi-final is not simply 2 national teams. It is Serie A and the Bundesliga, Catenaccio and movement. Italy's European champions against West Germany's coming empire. 2 football cultures full of players who either already dominate Europe or soon will. Qualification confirms the pedigree. Italy win a group with East Germany and Wales, unbeaten. West Germany win a group with Scotland, Austria, and Cyprus, unbeaten, scoring 20 goals. Then Mexico. Italy's group stage is not glorious. They beat Sweden 1-0 through Dominghini, then draw 0-0 with Uruguay and with Israel. They top the group without conceding, but with only 1 goal scored. Efficient? Yes. Convincing? Not at all. Then they beat Mexico 4-1 in the quarterfinal, after going behind. Riva scores twice. Rivera scores. Italy suddenly look alive. West Germany are more explosive. They beat Morocco 2-1, Bulgaria 5-2, and Peru 3-1. Gerd Müller is scoring for fun. Then the quarterfinal, West Germany against England, a rematch of the 1966 final. England lead 2-0. Beckenbauer pulls one back. Uwe Seeler heads in a looping equalizer, and Gerd Müller wins it in extra time. West Germany have taken revenge. And now the semi-final is waiting. June 17, Estadio Azteca, more than 100,000 people, altitude, heat, a 4 p.m. kickoff. Referee is Arturo Yamasaki of Mexico, and after only 8 minutes, Italy strike. Boninsegna receives, drives forward, exchanges, and shoots low with his left foot. 1-0 Italy. Then the match seems to become what Italy wanted to become. Control, space denied, Germany pushing, Italy blocking. Albertosi alert in goal. Pachetti, Bunic, Serra and Rosati managing the line. For long stretches, the game is tense rather than wild. With Germany probe, Italy close the door. The first half ends 1-0. The second half becomes a German siege. Overath, Grabowski, Seeler and Müller keep looking for the key. Beckenbauer steps forward. Germany start to look as if they can pick that lock. Then around the 65th minute, the image that enters football history. Beckenbauer drives forward toward the Italian area. He is fouled, falls, and dislocates his right shoulder. If this was 2026, he would come off. But in 1970, because West Germany have already used their 2 permitted substitutions, Beckenbauer continues. During the break before extra time, his damaged arm is strapped to his body. He cannot really use it. He cannot properly enter duels, but he keeps playing. Arm taped across his chest. Courage becomes iconography. And still, Italy lead. The clock reaches 90, then stoppage time. West Germany throw the ball forward one more time. It comes across the box, and there's Karl-Heinz Schnellinger at the far post. Schnellinger, the AC Milan defender. Schnellinger, who has never scored for West Germany. Schnellinger, who has not scored in Serie A. Schnellinger, of all people. He volleys in. Italy won, West Germany won. The German commentator Ernst Huberti's line becomes immortal. Ausgerechnet Schnellinger. And now, after 90 minutes of containment, the match explodes. 4th minute of extra time. Gerd Müller pounces after confusion in the Italian defense. West Germany lead 2-1. For the first time all night, Italy are behind. 4 minutes later, Tarcisio Bunic equalizes. Bunic, a defender, a man not exactly known for goals. 2-2. Then Italy come again. Gigi Riva receives on the left, shifts the ball and finishes with that brutal left foot. Italy 3, West Germany 2. Half-time and extra time, but no one can breathe. Then the second period begins. In the 110th minute, Gerd Müller scores again, this time with a header. 3-3. And here's the little psychological masterpiece. Gianni Rivera has been blamed for Müller's goal. Albertosi is furious with him. Rivera knows it. The camera is still replaying Germany's equalizer when Italy restart. Boninsegna gets the ball wide and crosses low. Rivera arrives. One touch. Side-footed. Calm. Italy 4, West Germany 3. Barely has the match accepted one reality before Rivera creates another. There are still minutes left. West Germany still fight. Beckenbauer is still out there, strapped and stubborn. Müller is still dangerous. Italy are exhausted. But this time, the score holds. Final whistle, Italy 4, West Germany 3. The game of the century. But so what? Did people know immediately what they had seen? Yes and no. They knew it was extraordinary. How couldn't they? In Italy, more than 30 million people are estimated to have watched on television, many of them staying awake until nearly 2 in the morning. Streets filled in celebration. The emotional temperature was immediate. But mythology takes time. The plaque outside the Azteca comes later. The inscription is now part of the stadium's identity. It says, "The Azteca pays homage to the national teams of Italy and Germany, protagonists in the 1970 World Cup of the Partido del Siglo." That matters. Most matches get statistics. This one gets architecture. The stadium itself says, "Remember this." Italy pay a price, however. They reach the final against Brazil and lose in one of World Cup history's best finals. In 4 days, we'll talk about that one here on the show. It's worth it. Italy's epic semifinal becomes, in a cruel way, the gateway to exhaustion. West Germany beat Uruguay 1-0 in the third-place match. Müller finishes as tournament top scorer with 10 goals. Beckenbauer leaves Mexico, not yet a world champion, but already something larger than a young star. The sling helps create the Kaiser image, elegant, brave, unbreakable. And then comes the long decade. West Germany turned pain into power. Euro 1972 champions. A team of Beckenbauer, Netzer, Müller, Hoeneß, Breitner, Meyer. Maybe the most beautiful German side ever. World Cup 74, champions at home, beating Johan Cruyff's Netherlands in Munich. And Euro 1976, finalists again, losing to Czechoslovakia on a Panenka. By Panenka himself, of course. At club level, Bayern München win the European Cup in 74, 75 and 76. Beckenbauer, Meyer and Müller become the spine of a club dynasty. Borussia Mönchengladbach win UEFA Cups and become the great domestic rival. German football's 1970 wound becomes fuel. Italy's path is more jagged. They lose the 1970 final. They stumbled in the 74 World Cup. They rebuilt towards 78 with Bearzot, Sof, Serie A, Gentili, Cabrini, Tardelli, and a younger Paolo Rossi. Then 1982. Italy against West Germany again. World Cup final in Madrid. Dino Zoff in goal at 40. Paolo Rossi scoring. Marco Tardelli screaming. Altobelli finishing it. Italy 3, West Germany 1. If 1970 is a shared fever dream, 1982 is the Italian coronation. In between those points, the clubs keep giving the rivalry its personnel and its language. Inter and Milan, Juventus and Bayern, Gladbach and the Bundesliga's rise, Serie A's tactical gravity, German football's athletic and institutional power. The 1970 semi-final was not just epic, it was a cornucopia. This match overflows with names. Boninsegna, Riva, Rivera, Massola, Facchetti, Bonice, Albertosi, Meyer, Beckenbauer, Müller, Seeler, Overath, Fuchs, Schnellinger, Balcarecci, and Schön, Serie A and Bundesliga, past champions and future champions. A football decade compressed into 120 minutes, and especially into the final 30. Before we go, 3 things to take away from June 17, 1970. First, the game of the century was not a random thriller. It was the meeting of 2 football supercultures at full strength, Italy as the reigning European champions, West Germany as the team about to dominate the decade. Second, the match became immortal because it changed identity again and again. Italy in control, Germany rescued, Germany ahead, Italy ahead, Germany level, Rivera redeemed, Beckenbauer injured and still playing. Third, the afterlife is almost as important as the match. Italy lose to Brazil, Germany built toward 1972 and 74. Italy returned to beat Germany in 82, and the Azteca itself turns the match into stone with a Partido del Siglo plaque. On this day in 1970, Italy beat West Germany 4-3 after extra time in the World Cup semi-final at the Azteca, the game of the century, the match where Beckenbauer played with his arm in a sling, Schnellinger equalized at the death, and extra time became football theater at its most delirious and most delicious. That is all for episode 229 of OTD, your daily dose of soccer history by 17 Lost Guy. And you know I have a favor to ask. Once you've done listening, and if you haven't done it already, please rate the show 5 stars. It will help the algorithm push this in front of more people. And of course, if you have an idea for the show, please email me at otd@17lawsguy.com. Tomorrow, go to June 18, 2002. Italy again lose shockingly to a Korean side, but this time it's South Korea. A golden goal. Byron Moreno, one of the most uncomfortable refereeing stories in World Cup history. See you then.